Sleeping, Abdul Ali. Sirens flash, sighing red, waking the undead, there are fingers around my neck. Around my neck, never quiet, always noise, noise. Unrest, disquiet. Tongue cut in halves, sometimes I think of jumping. In front of a train, splat, let them play. Sam Cooke songs, at my funeral I miss the train. Jump, see if I'll sprout feathers like they do in Marvel Comics. I couldn't. Shoulda though, I miss my mama. It's Ramadan, my spirit's hungry. My mind backpedals to a different time. I hear different voices, slave voices. I am the master and the slave. The crack of a whip on my own back. Release me, Lord, from this plantation. Whisper the Lord's Prayer. Watch it knock on the ceiling. On its way to heaven, coming back to carry me home, unanswered. Hear the voices, listen to them hum. I hear laughing. Open my cabinets, drink all my good flavored tea. Who's that? Who's there? Speak, speak, speak. Get out my head. How you get in there? How to silence the madness? Got to go get to sleep. Got to go get to sleep. Antebellum dreams, thoughts tying shoelaces, racing, racing, moving, crowded, plum tomatoes, sugarcane walking in clay, white horses, hoof, hoof, hoof. Sirens are back, red eye, someone's been shot. Outside my window, someone overdosed on chicken wings. They couldn't resist. Face bloody on the concrete, my mind's on fire. There's a fire truck, tossing and turning, turning and tossing. In the kitchens, the dishes are undone. Mice running, relays in the trash can. Paint peeling back, steam heat up too high, covers smothering, sweating. Earth, wind, and fire on the radio. The reasons, the reasons, the reasons that we're here, sleepwalking. Rapid eye movement, REM. Dear God, can I have 1 hour? 1 hour, an hour of peace. Silence this violent river in my head. Quiet the wrinkles, split the sea. Wash the evil in me away, the restless tornado. Before I go, way, way, mad, mad. Before I cross over, before morning time. Wake me from this nightmare. Give me a new song. Hear me hum in this good time. Body and soul. Somebody call Arthur. Say a little prayer for me. Sleep, sleep, sleep. All God's children need traveling shoes. Sweet peace, sleep, rest. My mind's been running. I'm tired.
Okay. All right. So the poem that I read was Trouble Sleeping, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just wanted to talk about like if there's any like deeper insight or like the motivation for this poem with you. So
Yeah, I mean, as the title suggests, I was dealing with insomnia around the time that I wrote the poem, and there was also a lot of things happening in our national uh, headlines, politics, and also in my family life. So when things become overwhelming, I sometimes turn to writing to kind of figure things out. So Trouble Sleeping was born out of that, really.
okay, yeah, that's kind of like as I was reading it when I first read it, like the beginning, I kind of didn't understand what was going on until I got to the end, and then I that kind of like made me think it was about like somebody that was trying to sleep, but like all these different racing thoughts were going through their head. I was wondering
Hmm.
if that was somewhat accurate.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm sort of, whenever I have broken sleep,
Mhm.
all sorts of unrelated things can kind of come together. It can be like your own little bad movie that you're sort of hostage in.
Mhm.
So I think that part of the goal in Trouble Sleeping really was to give my readers a cinematic experience, right? And so I think Trouble Sleeping was like one of those opportunities where I wanted the reader to be in the poem with me. And so it's very image heavy, and I'm hoping that there's that roller coaster ride for the reader as well.
Okay. I was also curious about like the setting, because I know it was like mentions of like cracking the whip and things like that. Was it like based off of a historical period or like?
Well, there are visits to historical moments, but it's a dream basically. So
Okay.
there is no physical setting. It kind of jumps a bit.
Also, I know there was a mention of Ramadan. Is that like something that's related to your culture specifically, or?
I mean, yeah. I was raised to practice Ramadan, so yes. Mm-hmm.
Could you like elaborate on that a bit for me? I'm not really familiar with it, so I was like wondering, what's it like for you?
Oh, I mean, anybody who can Google knows that, like, in the Muslim faith, observing Ramadan is part of the religion, right? So you fast during the month of Ramadan, and that month changes every year based off of I don't know, I think it's like 30 days earlier each year. So if you fast for 12 years, then you would have fasted during probably all 12 months of the year.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a time for spiritual reflection. The things that you normally would do, you would try to refrain from. Drinking alcohol, getting into confrontations, like your thoughts should be as pure and clean as possible. Similar to someone who's focused on meditating or taking that spiritual journey inward. I would liken that to a Ramadan experience. You deny yourself food, all of the earthly pleasures, until sun goes down.
Okay. And also moving back to the insomnia, is that something that you like struggled with throughout your whole life, or is it something that just ended up developing as you got older? Get more details on that.
It was specific to that period, but no, it's not something that I struggle with my entire life.
Okay. Also, what's the story of like you becoming a poet? What could you like walk me through how that became a thing?
Yeah, that's a great question. What is your name, by the way?
Laren George.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So that's your name. I thought that was your teacher's name. Oh,
No.
okay. Laren. So I think that, I think I'm still becoming a poet, right? But I will say an early moment was sort of the community that I grew up in New York City. I would say storytelling was very, very important, whether it was going to church with my grandparents or my local elementary school. We invited poets into our assemblies. We had story time in class, and we would listen to someone read the stories. So this whole business of storytelling, language, I loved how it sounded. I had very creative teachers who would often create songs to teach us lessons. So that kind of music that you can find in someone's voice and someone's storytelling voice really, really appealed to me as a young person. And then, of course, my parents and grandparents would take me to the library weekly. There were like 3 different kinds of newspapers that would come to our house, and I was sort of guided to read the New York Times, and everyone got to read the papers that they read. But I guess the point I'm making is language, this curiosity, wanting to know things, that was really encouraged during my youth. And I would say that was a part of me getting turned on to poetry.
Okay. Also, have you made any other poems other than Trouble Sleeping?
Other poems or books?
Poems. Or
Well,
like,
of course. Yeah, I'm always writing.
what's like your probably the most memorable one to you, or? the one that holds the most value to you, if you can decide?
That's very hard. Like all of my poems are like my children, you know, and they're all special in different ways. So I don't know that. I mean, I think the event of putting out a book is special because, you know, you have this assemblage of different poems, and throughout the years, people like yourself will reach out to me, and I get to have a conversation about it. So that's pretty cool. But I would say all of my, I mean, the book that I'm working on now is very different than Trouble Sleeping.
Okay, so you're currently working on one. So
Yeah, yeah, I am. Hmm.
how's the process with like publishing a poem and like coming up with it? Is there any like different types of hardships that come with that, or any like
Well,
bumps in the road?
I think writing a poem is its own journey. It's an internal one. Publishing a poem is very external. It's very different. You know, it's about deciding what kind of community you want the poem to land in. It can be a little political, but simply put, I think one is an internal journey and the other is external.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of anything else. How about your motivations, I guess?
My motivations for writing poems?
Oh, yes, like right now. Like, do you have any thing like the strong motivation that keeps you going with like, because I know you're writing a poem right now. So like what keeps you going to like want to continue publishing these poems and books?
Um, I imagine it's almost like being a dancer or a musician, you know, like you love being inside the process of creating. Um, when you are a dancer, you know, you want to put on a public recital to kind of, you know, show an audience what you've been working on. And I think that's true of being a writer. You know, I love being inside the process of making poems. I love the uncertainty. There's no poem that's quite like the other. So I can't cheat and use one process that I used before. Like I have to get to know what this poem needs so that it can exist authentically in the world. And it's hard work. I won't lie. It is hard work, you know? It takes a lot of energy. And there's all the other stuff you have to do as an adult, you know? So making time is important, but sometimes challenging.
So like poem making is kind of, is it like a side thing or is it like your main thing you do in life right now?
Oh, when you say a side thing, like it doesn't pay my bills.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. I mean, I write poems because they need to be written, they need to exist, but I'm actually in graduate school, so I'm working on my
Really?
PhD. Yes. And I do work in the community, you know, working with individuals, helping them with their books. I kind of wear a few different hats. Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. I'm trying to remember what I was about to ask. Oh, is there any like things that are going on in the world right now that you think would influence you to make any more poems or anything like that? Because I know like right now it's a pretty chaotic time in the world right now. All these things.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of interesting because I tend to write about the past, but the immediate moment, I don't know. I feel like that has to kind of settle a little bit so I can kind of figure out what I think about it before I write about it. But I'm writing a lot about the pandemic that, you know, it's kind of like a recent historical moment.
Okay. A little bit into the more personal things. So like how would you say how is it like managing your poems and then grad school specifically?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. But I mean, you know, of course, everything has a beginning and an end. So I try to do a little bit at a time. Right now, I'm doing a lot of revision. And I have to plan my work when I have time to work. Sometimes for my classes, if there's an opportunity for me to do something creative, I'll figure out how I can bring in my poetry so that I can kind of get two bites at the apple and work smart that way. So a lot of strategy, yeah, setting deadlines for myself.
Okay, that's really interesting. So like, how did your family support your poems or things like how does it your poems end up like relating with your relationship to your family? If you don't want to ask.
Um, I mean, I'm kind of grown, so I don't necessarily look for support from anyone. I mean, I think my daughter thinks it's cool that her dad, writes poems, and I know that there have been occasions where one of her teachers found out that I was a poet and would actually teach, and I imagine that was very uncomfortable for her. Like, everybody's asking her, well, what did your dad mean when he wrote this, and then she'd have to call me and ask me, and but yeah, I mean, she's kind of like my biggest cheerleader, honestly, but I don't really look for support. It's just one of those things that I decided to do, and it has to get done.
Yeah, that's good. Also, do you remember Miss Lejeune? I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's like, actually, here, let me find her full name for you, because she said that she actually ended up meeting you. I believe it was like during some type of event. She was walking and like her feet got really tired, and you ended up picking her up in your car or something like that, if you remember.
Really?
I'm
Wow.
finding her full name right now.
That's very
Danielle Lejeune. Remember, she's also a poet. That's my professor.
Oh, nice. I would need to see a picture because I'm generally not very good with names, but I am pretty good with faces.
I'll try to zoom in for you.
But I'm happy to know that that happened.
I don't know if you can tell.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. You might not remember. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's she's told me about you a lot. And she said like you're a good person. This is like
Wow.
that.
That's awesome. I appreciate her. Please tell I said hello.
Yeah, I will. About how long has it been? Do you still have more time or?
I'm kind of bumping up against my quit time, but I'll give you my email address. I'll put it in the chat. And if you have more questions, you can send them to me.
Sure.
What is your assignment again?
So basically what we're supposed to do was we're supposed to, well, there's different options for us. I chose like the option of interviewing my poet, and then we have to have like a 28 minute video minimum. Not of like just specifically us interviewing you, but like also our own things in it as well. So I chose that option, but like we have other options to either like teach the poem to somebody, make a music video based off of the poem. And there's one more. I think it's like just like breaking down your poem. But I chose the interview one because like your poem was really interesting to me. And it was like one of those poems that stuck out when we were first picking out our poems. And I kind of like the way that it like jumped through different like things in time and stuff like that as like the thoughts and stuff are racing. I found that like really interesting, and I felt like I didn't really have like the full meaning of it, so I kind of wanted to get some like clarification and all that type of stuff, because like it did seem like pretty complex to me.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. It's funny. Like I always think that, I always think it's great to be able to talk to a poet, but I also think it's great to know like how did the poem affect you? Because regardless of what I meant to do with the poem, ultimately, it's like the reader that makes it whole, gives it meaning. So the things that struck you about the poem, I would lean into that, like whether it's the way it appears on the page, you mentioned thoughts,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Or all of the different random or seemingly random references, and then there are people who are sleep deprived who can relate to what that feels like, to feel like there is a horse that lives inside their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would definitely encourage you to lean on your own sort of reactions, because that is going to be the most organic, authentic path to making meaning of the poem.
Thank you. Also, while you mentioned that, I did remember something. Is there any specific reason for the spacings in the poem, like the way that it was formatted?
That's how the poem came to me.
Oh, okay. That was really interesting, because like I'd never seen a poem that had like the spacings, and it seemed kind of random, but I figured there was like a meaning behind it.
Yeah, I mean that is how the poem came to me. I mean, all of the poems in that book have a different form, and it just goes to show you that every poem is different, and as poets, we have to kind of figure out what is that organic body to kind of the container for that energy in the poem. In the chat, I put my email address, and I also wanted you to know I recently did a radio interview. I think it would be cool if you listen to it if you can, because the interviewer asked some very smart questions about my growing up, and also kind of what I'm thinking about now in terms of my work as a poet and a scholar. So if you have time, that might be interesting for you to.
Yeah, that sounds like something I definitely want to look into.
Yeah, that'd be great. Also, there's a wonderful review of Trouble Sleeping that you should take a look at. It's in Mosaic magazine. And the writer kind of calls my work like Afro surrealism, which is kind of interesting. I don't want you to get into anything, stuff that
I've never heard of that term before.
Yeah. But I thought it was very interesting, because I had never thought about that when I was writing it. So it's always interesting to see what people think of the book, how it's created a life of its own. The book has been out for quite a while, and I'm always grateful that people are still reading it and talking about it, So that's a blessing. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I don't want to hold you too long. I know you said you have something to do. Is it about that time, or?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get my call yet. Do you have other questions for me?
Yeah. Okay, that's the case. Let me think of some. So, I guess, could you describe like your childhood, like your upbringing?
Well, I think you should listen to that. I think you should listen to that interview. But yeah, I mean, my childhood was sort of, I grew up in an urban setting, New York City. I was born in '84, so I remember before hip hop became popular. When it was on the radio, and the sounds were very different. There was actually a poem in Trouble Sleeping called 1984, and I kind of reference some of the songs, from my childhood. Of course, MJ is a part of that, and early hip hop joints. So culturally, I really appreciated growing up in New York City, because we had access to so much diversity, whether it was museums, whether it was people on the street corner sort of passionately talking about the end of the world, like whatever it was, there was all of this stuff happening at once. So I appreciate all that. I took it all in. I think to be an artist is to be a witness, to not look away, to pay attention to all of the details, because one day you're going to have to testify and tell the people how it used to be, what the real score was, So I think that that's a very important responsibility of the writer. We're sort of like lyric historians, right? So
I definitely, I get that. I feel like I read some more poems in the past, and I feel like it works like as a way of communicating history as well, especially like in that type of way. Oh, is that your call? Okay. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, hit me up.
Thank you. All right.
Hey there.